Hi, my name is Thomas. Um, I am making this video because I am experiencing harassment in my neighborhood um, at a level that, that has become um, dangerous. Um, and it's never not really been dangerous, but today is probably one of the worst incidents that I've experienced. Um, so I've been living in the Pelham Bay section of the Bronx for the last 10 years. And from the very beginning, when I moved here, there has been some sort of animosity towards my presence here. Now, I don't know if that had to do with the previous resident who was a disgruntled person living in the apartment, or if it's someone in the neighborhood. But apparently, there is a group or a number of people who don't um, want me to be comfortable in my neighborhood. Um, I am a very big proponent of social justice, and I am very against any kind of injustices. So um, it offends me greatly that someone is trying to run me out of my home, because that just reeks of like the Ku Klux Klan burning crosses on your lawn and shit like that. And I'm not going to continue to experience these kinds of incidents. But what has been happening is that I'm unable to walk in the neighborhood without being harassed in some way. Walk across streets, going to stores, going to bars, and everything else without someone in the neighborhood, some um, disgruntled white person. Sometimes it's an Asian person, and other times it's a Mexican person. Um, and when I'm crossing the street, there are these people who are driving their cars at me um, at a high rate of speed to run me out of the street. Um, when I'm going into the store, there are people who are purposely walking slow in front of me or stepping in my way on purpose. You see them because they want to obstruct me in some way. When I'm driving through the neighborhood, they're driving slow in front of me, or they're following me um, to wherever it is I'm going. Um, and it's all made for this kind of experience where um, it's been years of this, of these incidents. And um, the reason why I'm making this video is because I've complained to police about this. People are like, well, why don't you call the cops? I have done that. The police are NYPD is completely useless on this issue. Okay. Um, they expect you to document and record and be a private investigator. Um, I used to, I used to be one of those people who really believed um, in the NYPD. But when people say that NYPD does not protect you, I believe them now. And I understand what they're talking about, because when you call them and tell them that they don't even let you get your issue out, the first thing they're telling you is come down to the precinct or call the cops to your house. The problem with both of those solutions, though, is that many times that sets you up. I see why people don't do that, because that sets you up for a reprisal. You can't really report any specific person because you don't know who specifically is doing this. It's not just one person. It's obviously an organized effort. And that's exactly what it is. And I realized pretty early on that this was a neighborhood thing, and that I was being either gang stalked or discriminated against or something. But I bought a BMW X3 last year. I've had it less than a year. My car has been keyed twice. My tires have been flattened twice. I had my glass cracked once, and that's in less than a year, and it's all my car. Okay. I've tried to park around the neighborhood, and people are either parking on top of you, in front of you, or what have you. It's just been one of those experiences that you kind of read about in newspaper, and you can't believe that it's really happening to you. I'm a very to myself person. I don't really owe anybody an explanation for why I am the way I am, and I don't really feel like anyone else does. But I live alone. I keep to myself. I'm not a junkie. I'm not a drug dealer. I live on a street level apartment. I keep my place clean. None of this is really relevant because none of this should warrant me being treated this way. This is obviously something that someone has against my physical presence here or my presence here. But I'm making this video because I want it documented in case anything does happen to me, that I really loved my life, and I really do care about the people in my neighborhood, and everything else. I respect folks, but it's also to encourage people to not be silent, and to speak up when you know you are being harassed in this manner. It's illegal. It's not right. And they're so quick to criminalize people of color in these neighborhoods, okay? But the real criminals in this case are elder people. These are elder white men, elder white women, middle-aged white men, middle-aged white women, middle-aged Mexican people, middle-aged Asian people. These aren't young black men in the hood, okay? These aren't young black people in the hood creating these crimes, committing these crimes, and strong-arming their own neighborhood. That's not who's doing this here. This is them. These are the good working folks of the neighborhood doing this, okay? And it's not right. It's not right. The city deserves better. I deserve better. And I don't know what else to say or what else to do. I have complained to my landlord. My landlord actually just finished telling me he's going to take care of it. I don't know what that means. I hope that means I don't have to hear anything else. But, you know, it's sad that people have to go through this in 2024. People are out here literally waging this culture war against people that they don't even know. And what's so sad about it is that these are poor people. I can just tell, okay? And just because you have a car and a little bit of money doesn't mean you're not poor, okay? And they're not just poor in resources, but they're poor mentally. Because if you are a high character person, you're not even engaging in this behavior on a daily basis. But if you're waking up in the morning to engage in this behavior, okay, then that tells me that you are a poor character person. And I'm glad you don't like me, because I don't want to be associated with you. And I'm glad you don't speak to me, because I don't want to be speaking to you either. However, they cannot be allowed to continue to do this to people, because not only do they think it's funny, because I've literally seen them laugh about these kinds of incidents, okay, because they get a lot of joy out of seeing you nervous, upset, angry. This week, I nearly got into blows with a gentleman, because as I'm walking around the corner, he flicks his cigarette at me, and it hit me on my chest, on my dress shirt, as I'm coming home from work. Now you can imagine, if you've traveled from Midtown into the Bronx at any time and you're trying to get home. By the time you get home, you really don't want to talk to nobody. You just want to get in your house and be done with it. And this man did this to me, and it took everything in me not to try to beat the shit out of him, like everything. And that's the other part of this, is that I'm not a proponent of being the bigger person. When they go high, we go low shit. No, I don't believe in that at all. But however, I do believe that there is something to be said for not giving in to people who don't have anything going on in their lives and are so miserable that they don't want that for you either. And so they're trying to take that away from you by creating this incident. And I am not going to allow that to happen. I'm in an amazing place in my house. I have the best job I've ever had. I have an amazing car. I have my own place. My health is good. My teeth are clean. I'm good. When I say I'm good, I'm good. You know what I mean? All I need is my queen. She coming. I know she is. Praise Jesus. I know she coming. But all I need is my queen, and I'll be even better. You know what I mean? But I am not depressed. I don't have a whole bunch of unresolved trauma and all that other shit. Like, I'm in a good place. And so for people to be coming at me for any reason like this is just ridiculous. I've let my family know. I've let anyone who is interested know that it's not right what I'm experiencing. And so hopefully some good will come from this, me posting this video. But I live in the Pelham Bay section of the Bronx. It's in a largely Italian, Irish neighborhood. And there's just a lot of anti-Blackness, even amongst Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a lot of anti-Blackness in this neighborhood. That's the other part. I don't hide my love for my people. You know what I mean? I don't. I am a person who will routinely walk around with a Michael Jackson t-shirt, MF Doom t-shirt, a Louis Armstrong t-shirt, my ancestors, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams t-shirt. I will put on a dashiki. I represent us, because that's the way I was raised. Born and raised in Harlem, man. I don't know what to tell you. I would expect that if you had your culture, and your people, that's what you would do. I see Muslim women, they wear their burqas. I see men around the neighborhood, wearing the things that, represent their culture. And I don't bristle at any of that. They have this thing called the St. Teresa Fest on the block, every year. It's loud, it's 3 days long. I could care less. I have all the fun in the world. I'm not telling you to turn your music down. I'm not telling you to be nothing else. I'm not trying to, they come to our neighborhoods like Harlem and Brooklyn, and they complain about our culture. I don't even do all that. You know what I mean? I'm like, you can go ahead and may I go back and forth to work and do my numbers is my issue. And I'm not being allowed to do that. And no one should have to experience in this. And if for any Black person to take comfort in the face of this, like you siding with this because this is how you're going to be more comfortable living in this environment, shame on you. Shame on you, because your ancestors did not die for the right to vote. Your ancestors did not die in protest for the right to integrate, for you to acquiesce to white supremacist, repressive ideologies and to side with what I just consider evil, ill behavior. We are a graceful, God-fearing, decent people, and I am Black excellence through and through, and I will not be made to be felt up any other way. You understand? And so I hope that this resonates with one person who is going through this, and that they take action like I have. I am going to try to do this the legal way. I'm not gonna shoot nobody. I'm not harming nobody. We not going through all that. You know what I mean? I'm not. I'm not. I let the Lord sort people like this. But I'm not taking any more threats to my person now. I will defend myself, and I'm not taking any more of that. So I hope that this is something that will be heard, and that people will come to realize that this is not the way. We need to do away with things like sundown towns. We need to do away with places where, black people can't go there. Don't go there, black person, because them people over there. No. Then them people over there need the National Guard. If they can't treat the citizens of America like Americans, okay, then they need to be made to do that, okay, because that's against any number of laws, okay. So I just want to say that God bless you all, man. All power to the people, and keep the faith.